kids and I were just finishing dinner. We saw a helicopter. We heard a helicopter making announcements right over our roof. We went out in the backyard to see what was going on, and they started announcing, made about 10 passes announcing that they were looking for a white female, pink shirt with blue jeans, had kidnapped a little 7-year-old girl. And they said, you know, please call Sacramento Police Department if you've seen this girl. Helicopter kept passing, and it started getting closer to the street here, so we decided to go outside. I got my camera out and started videotaping, and all of a sudden the 30 or so police cars started barreling into the street here. Then I was rolling, and the helicopter started hovering, and it landed in the middle of the street down there. So I started rolling, and I saw the police rush in, and they looked to me like they found a girl next to a bush and picked her up and rushed her onto the stretcher, and she looked like she was limp. And we were just praying for her. We just it was you know, I have a daughter, and it didn't look, I mean, it didn't look good, but they picked her up, they rushed her, they put her on the stretcher. They were obviously they were trying to work on her. They were doing everything, and then they rushed her in. I thought they were going to put her in the helicopter. They put her in the ambulance, and the ambulance backed up, and then they escorted, the police just tore her out of here, and they went that way.
Shortly before 11 o'clock, we got a call from some parents saying that they were missing their 7-year-old child. They had returned home from somewhere out, and in between walking from their vehicle to the apartment, they lost sight of their 7-year-old child. They got to the apartment, couldn't find her, and immediately called us. Patrol officers responded to the scene, did an immediate canvass of the area, located the child in some bushes very close to the apartment. She was unresponsive and unconscious. We had air support in the area looking for her, and it just so happened that a paramedic was on board. So the helicopter landed, rendered medical treatment. Paramedics were on scene moments later. The girl was transported to a nearby hospital. Unfortunately, she has been pronounced deceased. It is not a homicide investigation, it is a death investigation at this point. The girl did not have any visible signs of injury or trauma, and we're developing some information that she may have had some kind of pre-existing medical condition that could have been exacerbated somehow by tonight's events. So that's something we're looking into, but obviously we're really early into that. When they returned home, they parked approximately a half block away from their apartment. They went walking toward the apartment, and their daughter got ahead of them, and they lost sight of her at some point. But it was only a couple of minutes before they got to the apartment, realized she wasn't there, called us. Patrol officers were on the scene very quickly, within about 10 minutes, and found her soon after. So we initially had somebody that was on his way out of the area, a pedestrian on foot. So just as a precautionary measure, we attempted to locate him, but it's since been determined he's probably not involved in this at all. Again, we're looking into the information about the medical condition, but again, the very short amount of time between her parents losing sight of her and her being found, again, we're looking to get more information about this medical condition. There's a street actually behind me that runs south down the block here, and there are numerous different kind of apartment buildings, and the complex is kind of broken up. So.